Well, the time has finally come. Godzilla vs. Kong is out in theaters and HBO Max. After years of waiting as a Godzilla fan myself, I gotta say it's quite the pleasure to finally witness this epic clash between a giant lizard and monkey. Now, I have what's basically the same opinion on the other MonsterVerse movies as everyone else. I thought the 2014 Godzilla was a great, serious take on the series. That is until they killed off the best character, and then it just became kinda boring. With Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters, they took a much goofier tone and were nothing more than simple-minded blockbusters. This one definitely kept more in tone with those two, not taking itself too seriously and not focusing too much on the humans, giving us as much monster action as possible. And I have to say, this one probably has the most action and the best action out of the whole series. Most of all, it never wastes your time. It has a runtime of under 2 hours, which seems to cut down on the human plot lines so we could spend more time on the monsters, which is exactly what we would have wanted. And although people will undoubtedly complain about the human characters, I will say that they never took too much away from it. As someone who's watched every single Godzilla movie, it kind of pisses me off that so many people complain about the humans in these movies when they are literally the main focus in every single one of these films. And I've never once complained about it myself. As long as the monster action pays off in the end, I'm happy to sit through all the exposition and human plotlines. After all, you need the humans to carry along the story. But anyway, now that I've given my opinions on that, how's the actual action itself? Well, it's exactly what you'd want, and there definitely is a ton of it. Maybe not as much in the first half, but the second half, oh yeah, baby. Although I don't love how both and King of the Monsters completely dropped the entire scale element that Godzilla 2014 has, it makes up for it for being so goddamn entertaining. Best of all, it's not shrouded in darkness and has shit camera work, making it completely hard to see what's happening like in the first two Godzilla films. Even the nighttime fight was in a neon city. I can actually tell what's happening in these fights. Was that too much to ask from these films? Aside from the action, the other thing that makes me prefer this over the other MonsterVerse films is the story. I like that they actually made sense of why these two fight, why Godzilla is turning against mankind, and, spoilers, how the true villain of the story fits in. I really like how Mechagodzilla wasn't just thrown in there for a simple team-up, even if that is his main purpose. He actually contributes to the plot, as his creation is the reason why Godzilla is extra pissed off. One more thing I loved is that the movie stays true to the characters of who Godzilla and Kong really are. Godzilla has always been more of a force of nature than an actual character. He doesn't really have any morals or beliefs, but he does have a purpose. His purpose in these movies is to keep nature in balance. He's not attacking people because of anything against the humans, he's doing it to make sure he isn't replaced. Kong, on the other hand, is a different story. With his connection to the human girl, he feels more like a real character who conveys emotion, and we really feel that all he wants is to live a peaceful life. It's just really nice to see a versus film that actually understands the two main characters and has a final act villain that actually ties into the overall story and doesn't feel forced. Cause, it would kinda suck if that wasn't the case.
What?
No, alright. I know that sounds bad.
And this leads me to the ending. I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for an actual winner, but here's the thing. We got one. Godzilla won the fight, but we all know this film could never end with one accepting defeat. And I'm glad Kong was able to serve a purpose in this clear Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla story. Although he loses his fight with Godzilla and isn't declared King of the Monsters, it was never going to be the case. It's not what he ever even wanted. He still gets to prove himself by giving Mechagodzilla the final blow, making him the true hero and underdog of the story. Or should I say, under-monkey. Another thing I just want to briefly say is that I adored the Hollow Earth. We explored it briefly in King of the Monsters, but here we see just how epic and beauty-sexy it really is. I just really hope we see more of the MonsterVerse, mainly because we could see more of this world. But then again, that's just speaking from a Godzilla fan. There's lots of these movies that could exist, and, they may not happen thanks to this whole shit that is going on right now. If this is the end, then it was nice while it lasted. For now, I bid farewell, and I'm gonna go take a piss.